Hello everyone, I welcome you all once again back to the another interesting session of transition course from Sri Chaitanya Academy. This is Lalita Devi, senior math faculty, and coming to the today's class, we are going to discuss about the coordinate geometry, which is the most basic concept that we need to learn in order to get the good knowledge of the 3D geometry that we are having in our grade level. Okay, so let's discuss about the basic concepts we are having in the coordinate geometry. So usually coordinate geometry we will be having a Cartesian plane, right? So what is a Cartesian plane means? If you take any point and if you want to represent that point in a space which is of two dimensional, then we are going to use the Cartesian plane. Okay, now coming to here, we know that we are having the two axes in the Cartesian plane, which is nothing but your x axis and y axis, and the point of intersection of both x and y axis is called origin. Okay, and the coordinates. Now what are the coordinates? Coordinates are nothing but the perpendicular distances. So if you observe here, this is your y axis and this is your x axis. Okay, now the point of intersection is nothing but your origin, which is of 0 comma 0. Now I am taking my perpendicular distance from the y axis, so it means what it will become? It will become your x coordinate. Okay, so x coordinate is nothing but, so we can write x coordinate is nothing but perpendicular distance from y axis. Okay, so now perpendicular distance from y axis. At the same time, what is our y coordinate will be? Y coordinate is also a perpendicular distance, but it should be from x axis. Okay, so now if you observe here clearly, what is our coordinates means? Coordinates are nothing but your perpendicular distances. If you take your x coordinate, then it will be the perpendicular distance from your y axis, and if you take the y coordinate, it is the perpendicular distance from your x axis. Okay, now whatever the two axes we are having in a Cartesian plane, the two axes will intersect, and that point we are going to call it as the origin, and the coordinates of the origin are called 0 comma 0. Okay, now I want to represent my p of 3 comma 4. So 3 will be your x coordinate, okay, and 4 will be your y coordinate, and coming to the other name of x coordinate will be abscissa, okay, and y coordinate will be ordinate. Understood? Now whatever the two axes we are having for the Cartesian plane, that two axes will divide the Cartesian plane into the 4 parts. So we will start naming them in our anti-clockwise direction. So coming to the quadrant 1, we will be having all the points that are having the both x and y coordinates are positive. So coming to the quadrant 1, we are having both x and y coordinates are positive. It means what? We can write the conditions from here also. So here both x and y are positive. Positive means we will be having the values greater than 0. So it will give you x greater than 0 and y also greater than 0. Okay, now moving to the next quadrant 2. So quadrant 2 we will be having the negative x and the positive y. So how can we say that negative x and positive y means? Take your origin as the reference point. So whatever the x axis you are having on your right side, that becomes your positive x axis. See, this is nothing but your just number line. So when we are talking about the number line, we will be having the positive values on your right side and negative values on your left side by taking 0 as your reference. In the same way, coming to here also, x axis will be your number line. Then how can we get the y axis means? Just keep it upside down, then you will get your y axis. So now when you take your origin as the reference, and if you consider your right side part of the x axis, it is having the positive values, and left side we will be having the negative values, and the part of y axis we are having above the origin will be positive and below the origin will be negative. Okay, so now coming to here, quadrant 2 we will be having the negative comma positive, right? So where negative value, it means x will be less than 0 and y is positive, so y will be greater than 0. Okay, now moving to the next quadrant 3, which is of negative comma negative. So how can we say that it is the positive, plus comma plus means, if you observe here, the quadrant 1 is the space you are having, quadrant 1 is the part you are having between your positive x and positive y. That's the reason you will be getting the signs for all the points that lie in the quadrant 1 as the plus comma plus. Okay, and coming to here, if you observe, quadrant 2 lies between your negative x-axis and the positive y-axis. Therefore, you will get your x coordinates of the points as the negative and y coordinates will become positive. Okay, now coming to the quadrant 3, we are having the quadrant 3 between your negative y and negative x. Therefore, the quadrants will become negative, minus comma minus, where x is the negative value. It means what? X is also less than 0. Okay, y is also negative. It means y is also less than 0. Okay, now moving to the quadrant 4. So, the quadrant 4 is between your positive x and negative y. So, that becomes your Q4 will be plus comma minus. So, which will become your plus means x will be greater than 0 and y will be less than 0. So, if you just want to take a note in the short notes means, you can take the conditions and you can just write what are the, what we are going to call the points, coordinates in the points. Okay. Now, moving to the next, if you observe here clearly, we will discuss about the equation of the line. So, here if you take your x-axis, whatever the point you will be taking here it will be of your 1, 0. Why? Because here the perpendicular distance from your y-axis is 1. That's the reason our coordinate axis is 1. But coming to here, we are not having any perpendicular distance from the x-axis. So, therefore, what is the y-coordinate will be? Y-coordinate will be 0. Okay. So, now here we are having 1, 0. So, if you take for 2, 3, 4, then also you will get your coordinates as the 2, 0, 3, 0, 4, 0 and 5, 0. Right? It means what? Whatever the points you can take on your x-axis, for all those points you are having the condition y equals to 0. Okay. So, y equals to 0 we are having for the x-axis. Okay. Now, y equals to 0 we are having the equation of the x-axis. So, now the equation of x-axis will become y equals to 0. In the same way, if you take point on your y-axis, what it will become? It will become your 0, 1. Okay. And if you consider for your plus 2, plus 3, plus 4 and minus 1, minus 2, minus 3 and minus 4 also, you will be having your x coordinate as the 0 because there is no perpendicular distance from your y-axis. Okay. Therefore, whatever the points you are having on your y-axis, for all those points, you are having the x coordinate as the 0. Then the equation of your y-axis will be x equals to 0. Okay. Now, coming to the extension of this equation of the axis. Now, I am just drawing a line which is parallel to my x-axis. Okay. Now, just consider that this line is having some of the points on it. So, for example, if you take, just consider here it is of your 2, 0, 0, 2 and next it was of your 1, minus 2. So, it is of your minus 2 and here it is of your 2, minus 2, like that you will get points, right? Now, if you observe here clearly, we are having y coordinate. So, whatever the y coordinate we are having, that is constant for our line which is parallel to your x-axis. Okay. Now, what is the equation of your line that is parallel to x-axis will be? So, we can write that equation of line parallel to x-axis will be. So, here whatever the y point we are having in our negative y-axis, that will be the constant value, right? It means the y coordinate of all those points is constant. So, we can take it as the y equals to constant. So, that constant value can be anything like your k or z, whatever you want, you can take that. Okay. Now, I just want to know what is the equation of the line which is parallel to my y-axis. So let's take the points here. If you observe the points, we will be having, just consider this is your 3, 0. Okay. And next, here it will be of your 3, 1. Okay. And here it will be of your 3, 2. So like that, if you continue taking the points, and you can observe that there we are having our x coordinate is the same value. Like x coordinate is the constant value you are having, right? Now the equation of, so similarly equation of line parallel to, yes, line parallel to y-axis will be x equals to k, which is nothing but your some constant. Okay. Hi everyone. So coming to here, see, equation of axis and equation of line will be same. Like you can take your inverse. Like for x-axis we are having y equals to 0, and for y-axis we are having x equals to 0. In the same way, equation of line parallel to x-axis means we will be having y equals to some constant value, and coming to here, the line which is parallel to y-axis, we will be having the equation as x equals to some constant value. Okay. Now let's discuss the next topic of our coordinate geometry, which is nothing but very simple one, that is your distance formula. So coming to here, distance formula will be used if they give any points to us, like any 2 points if they gave us, and if they are asking us to find the distance between them. So here, whatever the points we can take, A is of x1, y1, and B is of x2, y2. So if you observe here clearly, we are having the 2 points which are in the form of 2D. Okay. So like now these are the 2-dimensional points. So we are just going to represent them on our plane. Okay. And we need to find the distance between them. Then what is the formula? I think most of you completed, you already know the proof for the distance formula also. So here clearly you can apply your Pythagoras theorem. And from there you will get your distance formula equals to root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay. So this is the basic formula we have already learned in our grade 10, right? So now if you are having still doubt, see, up to here this is the x1 value. Okay. So if you remember this diagram, then you can easily remember the distance formula. So here it will be of your x1 and here it will be of your x2. So these value, how can you get? You will get x2 minus x1. Okay. Now if you just join this, here it will be of your y2 and here it will be of your y1. So how can you get these value? It will be of your y2 minus y1. Okay. So here we got your x2 minus x1. Now apply the Pythagoras theorem. So if I am taking this is my point P, so AP square plus BP square equals to AB square. So AB square, which is nothing but your distance between those 2 points, will be equals to AP square plus BP square. So AB equals to root of AP value is x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square. Okay. So from there you will get your distance formula, which is of root of x2 minus x1 whole square plus y2 minus y1 whole square, right? I think after enjoying your holidays, most of you will forget what are the formulas. So you can write all your formulas at one time, because you no need to go for the proof and all. You must be very clear how you will be getting, and from there you will get an idea to remember your formulas. Okay. Now tell me, what is the distance between a point and a origin? So just like here I have considered my A and B, which are having the coordinates like of your variables, right? Now if you are having, distance between a point, so which is of x comma y and origin. So origin means we already know what are the coordinates, those are of 0 comma 0. Then what is the distance will become? So just place your x1 y1 and x2 y2 in the formula. from there you will get 0 minus x whole square and 0 minus y whole square, right? So 0 minus x, so it will become minus x whole square. So you are having your square, that means x value will become positive. And at the same time, here also it will be of your 0 minus y whole square. So 0 minus y means minus y whole square, which is of positive value. So now the distance between the 2 points, between a point and the origin will become root of x square plus y square. Okay. So what we will be having? We will be having the root of x square plus y square. Now moving to the next. If you are having your x coordinates, distance between a of x1 comma 0 and b of x2 comma 0. So what will be your distance? So same, we are just going to keep the values in our basic formula, and from there you will get distance will be root of x2 minus x1 whole square. Okay, so which is nothing but your x2 minus x1. Clear about this? So this is how we will get the distance if we are having our y coordinates are 0. Now in the same way, what about if we are having the x coordinates are zeros? So distance between a, which is of 0 comma y1, and b, which is of 0 comma y2. Okay, so what it will become? It will become your y2 minus, root of y2 minus y1 whole square. So square and root will get cancelled. So you will get here distance which is of y2 minus y1. Okay. Now if you go for the application of the distance formula, so where we can apply this and where we can use this concept means mostly in the cases of collinear. So I think everyone know the collinear points, right? Collinear points means they lie on the same line. So now I am saying that ABC are the collinear points. ABC are collinear points. So from this, what is the what is the diagram we can give? So collinear points means they lie on the same line. So if you take the line, okay, so here I am considering my A, B and C. Understood? Now from this, what is the condition you will get? You will get one of the condition which is of AB plus BC equals to AC, right? It means if you add your AB and BC, you will be getting your AC. Okay. So in the same way, what if I am having my C is in the middle? So here it is the A and here it is the C and here it is in the C which is in the middle and B here. Then what it will become? It will become your AC plus BC equals to AB. Okay. So now moving to the next condition. What if we are having our point B is in the middle? So here is your point A. Okay, you can take here B and C and A will be in the middle. So from this what we will get? We will get AB plus AC is equals to complete BC. Okay. So now whenever they are saying that we are having the 3 points which are collinear, so we are just going to verify 3 of the conditions. Okay. Just don't conclude with the first condition because we may not know that there will be the 2 conditions that can satisfy. So whenever we are talking about the collinear points, we are just going to verify the 3 conditions and we will get whether the points are collinear or not from there. Okay. Now moving to the next, section formula. So when we are going to use the section formula, so if you are having a line, okay, for suppose if you see the diagram, if we are having a line which is joining the 2 points A and B, and in the on the line, so on the line AB I am having a point P which is dividing my line segment AB in the ratio of m:1. Okay, understood? So if you are having your point on a line and if that is dividing the line segment AB in the ratio of m:n, then we can find the coordinates of that point with the help of section formula. Okay. Now the coordinates of that section, coordinates of that point will be given by mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n and my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. Here you have to be very careful with the order. Okay, why? Because sometimes they will ask you AB, where your x1 y1 values are different and x2 y2 values are different, and sometimes they will give you like BA. So here also you will be getting the different values of your x and y coordinates. Okay, now how can we get the section formula? Means similar to the previous one. So here if you observe, here we are having the x1 here, and here it will be the x, and here it will be the x2. Okay, so now this is the x and this is my it is the x1 and it is my x. So what it will become? X minus x1, and here it will become your x2 minus x. Okay, now here it will become your y minus y1, and here it will be your y2 minus y. Clear? So if you apply the formula, then you will get your section formula. Okay, now coming to here, so what is the extension of section formula? So sometimes we will be sometimes we heard about point of trisection. So point of trisection means, so that we will discuss now. So I am saying that we are having a line AB and we are having a point P which is dividing the line segment in the ratio of m:n. Okay, now what if the point P is dividing the line segment AB in the ratio of 2:1? So the same line segment AB we are having, but here the point is dividing our AB in the ratio of 2:1. Okay, so now 2:1 it is dividing. So if you add those parts, then you will get your total parts as the 3. Right? Now what if we are having another case also? So now these ratio we are going to consider as the point of trisection. Okay, so where if you are having another one also which is of the same line segment AB, but here the P is dividing the AB in the ratio of 1:2. Okay, so 1:2 or 2:1, if you take the total parts will become your 3, right? Now these two conditions are called as the point of trisection. Okay, so what are these two will be? These two will be point of trisection. Okay, so now for suppose in the question if they mention you that the given is the given point is dividing the line segment as the point of trisection, means what is the ratio you have to consider? You have to consider either 2:1 or 1:2. Clear? So here how can we know? Means see, for suppose if you are having 2:1, okay, and you should consider and you should verify the conditions. If the conditions are satisfied, then you can go for the 2:1, and if the conditions are not satisfied, then we will go for the 1:2. Okay, now coming to the another important thing. So in some of the questions they have given the coordinates of the 3 points, like A of x1 comma y1 and B of x2 comma y2 and P of x comma y. So these 3 are given. Okay, so in some of the questions they will give you the coordinates of the 3 points, like the end points of your line segment and the point that is dividing the line segment. Now they will ask you to find the ratio. So there you can use the shortcut form in order to find the ratio. What it is means, if you are having m:n, okay, now on both the sides I am dividing with n. So what it will become? m/n:1. So now these I can be consider. m/n I can consider as the k:1. Okay, so if you don't know what is the ratio and if you want to make the calculation easier, then you can use the ratio of k:1. Okay, now coming to the another case. So here the point is not in between our A and B. Okay, so for suppose here it is the A and here it is the B. Okay, but we are having a point outside of the AB and it is dividing our line segment AB in the ratio of m:n. Understood everyone? So it means the complete part will be of your m, and here AB part will become your n. Okay, so if it was dividing externally, so when we can use the mx2 plus nx1, so it is internally. Okay, so P divides internally. It means we will be having our P between A and B. So what if it divides externally? Simply our plus sign will become your minus sign. Okay, so here we can take P divides externally. Okay, so that becomes your P of x comma y will be equals to mx2 minus nx1 by m minus n comma my2 minus ny1 by m minus n. Okay, so you should be very clear, like the P is dividing internally or externally. Okay, now moving to the next, we will discuss about another important concept, which is nothing but your midpoint. So now midpoint is also an extension of your section formula. There the ratio is m:n. Okay, but here the ratio, what if we are having our ratio, so if the ratio will become 1:1, it means we are having a point M which is dividing our line segment AB into the two equal parts. Okay, so now here it is dividing it in the ratio of 1:1. Okay, so now that point we are going to consider as the midpoint. And how can we get the formula of the midpoint means? So what is our section formula? P is of x comma y, which is of mx2 plus nx1 by m plus n comma my2 plus ny1 by m plus n. Okay, so this is our section formula, right? Now we need to derive the formula for the midpoint. So midpoint means it is dividing our line segment in the ratio of 1:1. So our m value will become 1 and n value is also 1. So now if you place them, then you will get P of x comma y equals to m is 1 and n is 1. So it will become x1 plus x2 by 1 plus 1 2 and y1 plus y2 by 2. Okay, so this is how we will be getting. So when it comes to the distance formula, whatever the applications you are having, like the distance between the origin and your point, and the distance between the 2 points if you are having your y coordinate 0 and x coordinate 0. So these conditions you should be very clear. Okay, and when it comes to your coordinate geometry, you should be very clear with the equation of the line. So if you are having a line parallel to x-axis means y will be constant. Okay, so just take your reverse, that's it. Now coming to the midpoint formula is very easy. So let's solve a problem. If your vertex of an equilateral triangle is on origin and another vertex is the 4, 0, then find its third vertex. So it will be very easy, right? Why? Because it's already we are having one of the vertex which is the origin. So now if you take the diagram, so I'm having A, B and C. A just consider origin and B you can consider as the 4, 0 and C we don't know, so x comma y. Okay, so it is an equilateral triangle. It means what? We will be having all the three sides are equal. So now A which is of 0, 0 and B which is of 4, 0 and C which is of x comma y. Okay, so in the question it is an equilateral triangle. So we will be using the property of equilateral triangle, which is nothing but all the sides are equal. So here it will become AB equals to BC equals to CA. Okay, now AB means it will become your 4 minus 0, which is nothing but 4 square, and 0 minus 0, which is equals to x minus 4 whole square plus y minus 0 whole square. Okay, root of. Okay, so see, we need to find the x and y values, right? So for that reason, you can take your two conditions. I am taking my AB equals to BC, and another condition you can take BC equals to CA. Clear? So BC equals to CA, from there you will get x minus 4 whole square plus y minus 0 whole square root of is equals to root of, if you observe here, AC and CA value, you will be getting the same value. See, if you are taking your AC and CA, you will be getting the same value. Why? Because here one of our point is our origin. So now if you take CA, x minus 0, x square, in the same way 0 minus x also x square. Okay. So here whatever the order you can take, you will be getting the same value. Like you can take your AC or CA. Clear? But you should be very clear about the coordinates, what are the values you are considering. Now coming to here, it will be of your x square plus y square. Okay. Now squaring on both sides, x square minus 8x plus 16 plus y square is equals to x square plus y square. Okay. So now x square y square cancel. So 8x equals to 16. So x equals to 2. Clear? So this is very simple calculation. So I think you can just understand this, because we have already done the pair of linear equations, right? So that part only calculation I did here. Now once again squaring on both the sides. So 16 equals to x square minus 8x plus 16 plus y square. Okay. So now our 16 will get cancelled. So what is our y square value? Y square value will be x square 2 square 4 minus 8 into 2. Okay. So it is of your minus also. Why? Because x square crossing equals to, it will become minus and it will become plus. So now y square equals to 16 minus 4. So y square equals to 12. So y equals to root 12. Okay. So now this is how we are going to simplify if they give the conditions like this. Clear? Now moving to the next. If the point dividing internally the line segment joining the points A comma B and 5 comma 7 in the ratio 2:1, then 2:1. So what are the coordinates of the point? Coordinates of the point is 4 comma 6. Then they are asking us to find the A comma B values. So here clearly they gave the points A, which is of A comma B, and B, which is of 5 comma 7. Okay. And they gave the ratio m is to n, which is of your 2:1. If you observe here clearly, 2:1 is nothing but making the sum of 3. So whatever the point that is dividing, that becomes your point of trisection. Okay. So P of x comma y will be your 4 comma 6. Okay. Now use the section formula. So 4 comma 6 equals to mx2. So joining A and B. So m means it will be of your 2 into 5 plus 1 into A by 2 plus 1 3 comma. Once again it will be of your 2 into 7 plus 1 into B by 2 plus 1 3. Okay. So now here we are having the 2 points are equal. So we can equate our x coordinate and y coordinate. So that becomes 10 plus A by 3 equals to 4 and 14 plus B by 3 equals to 6. Okay. Now 10 plus A equals to 12 and 14 plus B equals to 18. Once again A equals to 2 and B equals to 4. Clear? So this is how we are going to find using the section formula. Just equate your points and from there you will get the required A and B values. Okay. Moving to the next one, we will discuss about the centers of triangle. Centers of triangle means whenever you are considering a triangle, there we will be having the different centers. Like if you take an example, so I am having my triangle, okay, so which is of which is of the vertices A and B, A, B and C. We will be having a circle which is passing through the 3 of the vertices. Okay, so that circle we are going to call it as the circumcircle, and circle will be having a center, right? That center is one type of the center. And moving to the next condition, I am having a circle inside of my triangle which is passing through the 3 of the sides. That becomes your in circle, and it will be having the one center. That becomes your in center. Okay, so like that we will be having the sum of the centers which will be like distinguished with respect to their construction and whatever the properties they are having. Okay, now the center of your triangle refers to the specific point that holds the special geometric properties within the triangle. So every point, like every center of your triangle will be having its special characteristics in order to define them. Okay, now coming to the types of the centers are nothing but your centroid. First one, we will discuss them in detail. Centroid, and second one is your circumcenter, third one is your incenter, orthocenter and excenter. Okay, first of all we will discuss about centroid, circumcenter and orthocenter. Why? Because if you know the incenter, you can easily understand the excenter. That's the reason. Okay, now moving to the next, centroid of your triangle. So what is the centroid means? Centroid is nothing but, just consider that you will be having your triangle A, B, C. Okay, now AD, BE and CF. These three are the medians. Okay, so now whatever the point of intersection of these medians you will be having, that becomes your centroid. Okay, so centroid of your triangle is nothing but the point where the medians of three sides of your triangle intersect. So if you take the medians of the three sides, you will be getting a one of the, if you take the medians of the three sides, those three medians will be intersecting at a point. That point we are going to call it as the centroid. So now here it will be these two sides are equal and these two are equal, and just consider these three will be equal. Okay, now what is that what is this centroid will significant means? It will give you the center of mass for any of the object. Like center of mass means if you take at the point, from there from that point you can balance that object, right? So that becomes your centroid. And coming to the another important thing, the centroid divides the median in the ratio of 2:1. Okay, so here the centroid will divide the median. Like if you consider your AD is the median, right? And if you consider centroid will be represented by G, now this centroid will divide the AD in the ratio of 2:1. Okay, now the centroid will divide the medians of the triangle in the ratio of 2:1. Now moving to the next one, it is always, it lies always inside the triangle where it was given by x1 plus x2 plus x3 by 3 and y1 plus y2 plus y3 by 3. Okay, now moving to the next, which is nothing but your circumcenter. So circumcenter means, I think you know about the circumcircle, right? Which is passing through the 3 points of the circle. Yes, so this is your triangle. Okay, A, B and C. Clear? Now coming to here, we are having a circle which is passing through the 3 of the vertices. So now the center of this circle will become your circumcenter. So if you observe here clearly, I am considering these circumcenter as the 0, like O. Okay, if I am considering it as the O, then what is your OA will become? OA will become radius of that circumcircle, and OB is also become radius, and OC is also becoming radius. Okay, now from this condition we know that circle is having only one single value for all the radii, for the radii, right? So from there you can write OA equals to OB equals to OC. Understood? And if you simplify these conditions, you will be getting the coordinates of your circumcenter, because they will be giving you the 3 vertices of the triangle, and from there you will be getting the conditions of your radius will be equal. Okay, so from there you will get the coordinates of your circumcenter. Clear? Now the circumcenter lies where? Like inside or outside or on the triangle means it will be depending upon the type of the triangle. So if it was acute means it will be inside, and if it was obtuse means it will be outside, and for the right angle it will be on the triangle. Okay, now moving to the next, Yes. So how can we find the circumcenter? Means the simple way, you can equate the radii, and solving them you will get the equations, and from those equations you will be getting the circumcenter coordinates. Clear? Now moving to the next. Yes, orthocenter. So we will be having the orthocenter, which is nothing but the point of intersection of the altitudes of your triangle. So if you take the altitudes for all the sides, and if you take the point of intersection, then you will get the, so like you will be having your triangle A, B and C. Okay, and if you are taking the altitude means we will be joining the vertices to the opposite side. Okay, so if you take the altitudes of your three of the sides, and there you will be getting the point of intersection of those three altitudes. That point of intersection will be considered as the orthocenter. Okay, so now for the orthocenter, it can be outside or it can be inside or outside, same like our circumcenter also. It depends upon the type of the triangle. Now moving to the next, in an acute angle where the orthocenter will be, it is lying inside the triangle, and for obtuse, and for right angle, it will be at the vertex of the right angle. So now, so this is my right angle triangle. Okay, now we are having the right angle at the vertex B. Now coming to here, the center, that means orthocenter will be at the vertex where we are having the right angle. Now moving to the next, for an obtuse triangle, we will be having the orthocenter that lies outside the triangle. So you can take a note of for acute angle where we will be having, and for obtuse and for right angle where we will have. Okay, next one, we are having the relation between our centroid, circumcenter and orthocenter. So that is, the centroid divides the line segment joining our orthocenter and the circumcenter in the ratio of 2:1. So it means, just consider that you will be having a line segment that is joining your orthocenter and circumcenter, so which is of your O and H. Okay, now the centroid will divide these line segment in the ratio of 2:1. Clear? See, orthocenter, it means our centroid is dividing the medians in the ratio of 2:1, and at the same time it is dividing the line segment that is joining the orthocenter and circumcenter in the ratio of 2:1. Okay, now moving to the next, incenter. So what is the incenter means? If you consider a triangle, okay, wait, I will give you another one so you will understand. So if you are having a triangle ABC, clear, and you will be having a triangle which is passing through, which is passing through the all the sides, and if you observe here clearly, for this circle we are having the sides as the tangents. So this is your in circle, right? So for this in circle, our sides of the triangle, which are nothing but your AB, BC and CA. So these sides will become the tangents. So AB, BC and CA, so are the tangents of your in circle. So in other words, we can say that the sides of the triangle will become the tangents of the in circle. Okay, now coming to here, we are having a formula in order to find the coordinates of the incenter, which is nothing but AX1. So here how can we find the ABC values? So the side opposite to your capital A, vertex A will be your small a, and capital B will be your small b, and capital C will be your small c. Understood? So now we got our small a, small b and small c values, and we are going to find the coordinates of the incenter with the help of ax1 plus bx2 plus cx3 by a plus b plus c. Okay, and for a1 and for the y coordinate, we will be using the a y1 plus b y2 plus c y3 by a plus b plus c. Okay, and for this orthocenter, how can we find for the orthocenter means, in our next class we will be discussing about the slope and the equation of the line. So after discussing about the slope, we will discuss about how to find the orthocenter. Why? Because here we are talking about the altitude, so we will be using the slope, and we will be using the inclination in order to find the orthocenter. Okay, so now moving to the next, excenter. So excenter is nothing but, so here I am just extending my two of the sides. Okay, so now I will be having a circle. Oh no. So I am having a triangle here. Understood? And I will be having a circle which is passing through the extension of these two sides, and it is having one of the side as the tangent. Okay. So coming to here, if you observe the excenter, so excenter means this is our ABC triangle, right? I am just extending my two of the sides, AB and BC. And here I am taking my circle which is passing through the, which is touching the extended sides of the triangle, and one of the side will become the tangent. So this circle we are going to call it as the X circle. Okay, so which is formed between the, which is having the one side as the tangent, and it should be between the extended two sides of the remaining two sides of the triangle. Okay, now understood everyone what is our X circle? Yes. So now coming to here, if you observe here clearly, we can find, see, we are having, if you observe here, with the AC I will be getting the one circle, and with the BC also I will be getting the another circle, and with AB also I will be getting the another circle. Okay, so here we should be very clear with, we are finding the excenter with respect to which of the vertex. It means if you are finding the excenter with respect to the A, with respect to the A means we will be taking our minus A. Okay, and if you are taking with respect to the B, then you will be getting the minus B, and if you are taking with respect to the C, then it will become minus C. Okay, now let's solve a problem. Coming to here, find both incenter and excenter opposite to vertex A for a triangle with the vertices at 0, 0, 4, 0 and 0, 3 with the sides. So they gave the vertices, and from there how can we find the sides? So one of the vertex will be your origin, A of 0, 0, and B which is of 4, 0, and C which is of 0, 3. Okay, now if you find the C, the opposite side to the vertex C will be your small c, and to the vertex A will be your A, and to the vertex B will be your small b. Okay, so like this we are just going to find the sides value. So AB is nothing but your BC, so which is of your root of 0 minus 4 whole square plus 3 minus 0 whole square. Okay, so which will be of your root of minus 4 whole square. So you are having the square, so that becomes your positive value. 4 square will become 16 plus 9, so which is nothing but your root of 25, which is nothing but your 5 value. Now coming to the B, so what is your B? B will be your AC, and if you observe here, one of the vertex is the, it means one of the point is the origin, so that becomes your root of x square plus y square, right? So here also it is of your 0, so 0 square plus 3 square, so which is nothing but root 3 square. Okay, so that becomes your 3. Now moving to the next C, which is of your AB, so root of, so same here also it will become your 4 square plus 0 square, which is of your root of 4 square, which is equals to 4. Okay, so we got our ABC values, and we need to find the incenter and excenter. So what is our incenter? That will become your A x1 plus B x2 plus C x3 by A plus B plus C, and next A y1 plus B y2 plus C y3 by A plus B plus C. Okay, so that becomes your A value, we already know that is nothing but your 5. So 5 into 0 plus 3 into x2 value is 4, and next C 4 into 0 by 5 plus 3 plus 4. Okay, in the same way 5 into 0 plus 3 into 0 plus 4 into 3. okay, which is divided by 5 plus 3 plus 4. Now if you do the calculation, it will be 0 and it will be 0, so it will become your 3 4s are 12 by 5 plus 4 9, 9 plus 3 12. So moving to the next, 0 and 0, 4 3s are 12 by 12. So what is the another, what is the incenter? 1 comma 1. Okay, now they are asking us to find the x center with respect to a. With respect to a means instead of plus a, we are going to take minus a. If you are taking minus a also, here both of our x1 and y1 are 0 and 0. So there will be no change, right? So we will be having our both 1 comma 1 as the incenter and x center. Okay, now here I am ending the session with the Google form and the Telegram channel. So if you are having any doubts, we can we can send you the Zoom meeting link, and there you can ask your doubts by registering in the Google form. So kindly register the Google form and be sure that you are going to clear your doubts with us. Okay, and if you need any of your practice sheets, and if you want to know what's happening in Sri Chaitanya Academy, like what are the programs we are having and what is our curriculum and all, you can scan the Telegram channel and there you can join, where we will be giving all the details. Okay, that's all for today's class. Bye everyone, take care. We will meet in our next class.